am so excited to be here with you in this most amazing place here in Mexico. And I'm really grateful that you all got out of your comfort zone and decided to come on down here and join me as we actually step into new energies and we learn how to raise our energy actually, so we have more vitality, more enthusiasm, more creativity, and more joy of living. And so I'm Dr. Joan Hangarter, actually also known as Joan of Angels. Sometimes I get it backwards, but Joan of Angels, known as Dr. Joan Hangarter also, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that happened. But meanwhile, I was a very sensitive kid growing up. I was an empath. I kind of knew what you were thinking, and I could feel everyone's pain. I can feel their emotions. And so as I grew up, it turned out that I had a very bad scoliosis in my spine, fortunately, actually, because it changed my life. Scoliosis is a curvature. They wanted to put me in a body cast and put a rod in my spine and keep me in a body cast for a year. And my dad was seeing a chiropractor, and he went to the chiropractor that day and he said, "Oh my goodness, my daughter has to have surgery." And the chiropractor said, "Bring her here, bring her in." And those three words, those three magic words, "bring her in," changed my life. Why? Because I was a very shy kid. I was afraid of my own shadow. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. I was pretty confused, but I did know I wanted to help people. And so when I grew up, I went on to become a chiropractor, because this chiropractor had literally saved my life, saved my back, saved my childhood in a sense, and I became a chiropractor. And as a chiropractor, Dr. Joan, I learned that I could motivate people and inspire them, and I could turn on their power. Every time they'd come in the office, I would end their adjustments with, "We've just turned on your light, we've turned on your power. So you will have more vitality and energy than ever." And that really suited me. So I went on between the years of 30 and 50. I had a very vibrant practice. I lectured a lot. I lectured all around the US, teaching chiropractors how to be the best chiropractor they could be. And I taught my patients how to have more energy, how to have more vitality, how to live their best life without drugs or medicine, which is something I really believe in. We turned up their light. I had two beautiful children. I had a practice in Berkeley, California. I had my beautiful Land Rover, and I had what I thought was the love of my life. Well, you notice I said I thought. So this love of my life comes to me, and first he needs $1,000 to get his business off the ground. No big deal. I made a lot of money. And then he needed $5,000. And no big deal, because I had the money. And soon it was $30,000, and then it was $50,000, and before you know it, that man got $500,000 from me because I wasn't strong enough. I didn't have the boundaries. I had been abused as a child, and I didn't know how to say no, and here he had $500,000 of mine. Not only that, but I began to see signs that he wasn't my love of my life, Prince Charming. He was angry. He went on tirades. He started throwing things at me. He was verbally abusive, alcoholic, and a gambling addict, all to boot. And it all came to a head one night when he picked up his guitar, gorgeous guitar, I have to tell you, and he was about to slam it on my head, and I rolled over the bed and started screaming and got out of there. That night, when he was asleep, I wrapped my kids up and we escaped. And it was pretty dramatic. We escaped, virtually homeless for quite a while. And I had to rethink my life because I couldn't go back to my practice. I actually had no money to run it at that point. And I had to rethink my life. Now, I knew that one of the things I love to do is help people not only feel better, but feel better about themselves, to feel transformed inside, to feel their energy, to have more energy and vitality, and to live their best life ever. And I realized, it sort of began to dawn on me, that going back to this practice and treating one person at a time was very frustrating to me. I had a vision of adjusting 25 people, 100 people simultaneously, and I realized that I had had a childhood dream of being on stage, speaking and lecturing and inspiring people. And that was what was really going to become my life's work. But it wasn't so simple, like I'm telling you. I went through some real ups and downs. And when I was in my worst moment, I really was begging my angels for a miracle. I don't know about you when you need a miracle, but I was like desperate. It was like I got to the point, just send me a twig, send me a little leaf, send me something that makes me know I'm not alone. And I heard this voice. It said, paint 33 angels in 30 days. And I said, no. Like, that was just too much for me. I was depressed. I didn't really want to do anything for this miracle. I wanted it to happen for me, right? You can understand that. So I heard the voice again. It said the same thing, paint 33 angels in 30 days, and I still said no. 30 paintings, oh my God, I'm too depressed to do that, right? And I didn't know how to paint, really. And then I heard that voice again. And this time when I heard the voice, I knew it was my way through. I knew it was my salvation. I knew that somehow knew that if I did this painting, things in my life might change. I'd have an answer. And so I began that painting, and when I put all 30 of them up in that loft, which became an angel loft now, because it was all angels, a book falls off the bookshelf and it said, your cry for angelic assistance has been heard. And I knew that was my miracle, and I kept going. I kept painting. I kept engrossing myself in this art, and I began to find that the more I worked with the art, the more my creativity grew, the more my confidence in myself grew, the more I literally was transformed by the power of, I was literally transformed by the power of learning how to release my energy, release my creativity, and start to step back into my own self-confidence and self-assuredness. And so I started to follow that path of helping people transform through releasing their creativity and their genius, and starting to release that energy that kept them bound. And the more I did it, the more people started to get well with all of this transformation going on. And I got requests from people, and I started painting these beautiful angels. I'm going to show you. You'll be able to see them on the website, but just all this beautiful art about how to step into a new portal, a new domain, a new way of living, or different energies that would come through. And people started to say, well, Joan, can you do a painting for me? What do I look like if I'm living my best life? What do you look like if you are living your best life? And if you could see yourself from above, looking down at yourself in this human body that we all have, but you could see what you really came here to do, what your life purpose was, what your soul wanted you to know about you. If you could see your soul aspect on the wall next to you, you can never ever be depressed again. You can never self-deprecate, because here, this is magnificent, the confidence that these paintings began to show. So my work transformed into what I call soul essence work. What designed to help you understand what your gifts are, to tap into your genius and your creativity, your brilliance, to go from nearly half turned off to your vitality coming back, your sense of accomplishment, your sense of being able to walk the world with grace and joy, knowing what you're here to do, stepping into your destiny, calling forth all those gifts that you were born here with. And I started to focus on this, and I started to not only do the soul essence readings for people and coaching, but I added a new component, the soul essence portraits. These pieces of artwork are very special. They resonate with your soul purpose. They resonate with the very best qualities of you, some of which you don't even know. And they give you the confidence to be your best self, because you can't forget who you are when you look up and you see the power that emanates from you, the beauty, the joy, where it almost encapsulates all of your special gifts and the roles that you have to play this lifetime. So I have a program now for my clients where we work on transforming your life so you're living your best life. You're youngering yourself. Your enthusiasm is coming back. Your vitality comes back. Your sense of purpose, your sense of knowing who you are. And at the same time, I create for you these images. And so it's a process. It takes me a while to access that. And I then put it into a video for you, all these different aspects. And we play the video. I share with you all the things that your angels and your guides told me about you and what you need to know. And then I send you a painting, should you desire, the one that we usually choose together. When that painting comes back to your house, we do what I call an art activation, cosmic soul essence activation, where we align you with the painting. We align you with the energies of the painting and actually raise your energy, raise your vibration, raise your frequency to match that of the painting. And to help you anchor in with those paintings that which you really are affirming in your life, what you're really looking to do, looking to gain, the new energies you're going to. So the most interesting thing is that now I realize that I went from turning on people's power when I would adjust them as Dr. Joan Hangarter to turning on their power as Joan of Angels, as they start to understand and dive into their creativity. So this is an offering that will help you shift into your best self, your best life. And I'm just so happy to have an opportunity to help turn your power on as well. So come join us in sunny Acapulco. I am your guide, Joan of Angels.